"54-year-old Pasadena native and HCDE Adult Education graduate Ruth Alarcon has spent hours and hours sitting at this table in front of her computer, poring over science, social studies, English, and her ultimate challenge, math.
The negative comes into a positive.
It's been difficult these last couple of years for me, real difficult. I've overcame a lot of stuff. 3 back surgeries, a neck surgery. You know, it would take every muscle in my whole body to go sit at the table over there. I think what I was doing, I was just overworking my brain because I was working out of so many different books. And after I got that all out of the way, I just specifically focused on math.
For Ruth, her journey has been a long one. She decided to drop out in 1985 to help her father.
I want to say I was like 15. You know, my dad was a functional alcoholic, and he used to beat up on my mom. So they separated and got a divorce, but I always stayed with my dad because my dad had the funds to raise us. It was hard for me to go to school and, you know, try to take care of my dad because I was the only girl. So I thought, okay, well, I'm going to quit school. That way I can get me a job and I can help my dad more. You know, because at that point he was struggling with the rent and, you know, where we were going to live.
In her early 20s, she meets the love of her life, Victor, an electrical engineer, and they start a family, 2 boys and 2 girls.
I don't know where I would be if I hadn't met my husband. God sent me a good man because he's a very good husband, very good provider, and a good father.
And it was in 1998 she decided to pursue her GED with the Harris County Department of Education.
I passed everything except the math. And the math by 1 point. I sat on the couch and I just cried. I was like, by 1 point, they just couldn't give it to me.
But when it came to her children, Ruth was adamant that they would be getting their high school diplomas.
Finishing that 12th grade, which 12th grade was, I was like done. I was like, I don't want to keep going and blah, blah, blah. And I just knew I had to because I had a very strict mother and she was all about school, you know.
All of Ruth's children graduated from Deer Park High School. Her eldest joined the Air Force and now has a job with Valero. Another daughter is a teacher and has a master's in science from the University of Houston Clear Lake. And her youngest son is an engineer. And it's been within the last 2 years, her children have learned a shocking fact about their mom.
You don't have a high school diploma? And I was like, no, I don't.
She says her family has been her biggest cheerleaders and have encouraged her to get her GED. But it really wasn't until she drove her niece to the adult education building to sign up for classes that she actually reconsidered pursuing her GED.
So I went in and everybody's sitting down and Miss Cole, she said, what is your name? And I said, my name is Ruth. And she said, you're not on my list, but we'll figure that out later. She made you feel in orientation that you belonged.
And Ruth found tremendous support from all of her teachers, especially math teacher Elsa Kleeman.
She kept saying, Ruth, you can do it. You can do it. You know, if you need me, I'll be here after class. You know, call me. Well, I'll make a Zoom class and everything like that, which she did. She did, and we done it. We were just so busy learning that we had already been in like 2 hours, and we're like, really 2 hours? I said, oh, Miss Kleeman, I'm so sorry. Do you have something to do? She's like, no, Ruth, I don't have anything to do.
In the middle of this interview, Elsa Kleeman makes a visit.
I'm so happy to meet you.
Good to see you.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I know you look different in person.
I called you and I'm like, okay, well, does the X go first or Y, up and down? And she sent me this little thing where it's like, okay, I got it.
You were persistent. You persisted, and that's the key. As a teacher, I love teaching math, but I love interacting with people the best. And students like Ruth are what make teaching worthwhile. When you did pass with a 170 something,
Woo, that was like over the top. Good job. And thank you for teaching me, because I don't think if I had another teacher like you with the patience and explaining things, I probably would have not went through with it. I probably would have said I wasn't done.
Looking back, Ruth reflects on what she would tell her younger self.
Dumbo, you know, I should have stayed in school. It was easier. you know, and I didn't have the courses to like go to college or anything. That was out of the question. But I can now.